Let's check the new features in the beta version of Illustrator. The first one is inside the Artboard tool, the new update inside the Artboard tool. We will activate the Artboard tool first. We can hit Shift O on keyboard, or we can just select the Artboard tool inside the tools bar. Right. So in the previous versions of Illustrator, we don't have an option to colorize the artboard. So we have to just select a rectangle and create a background. We just have to give some color, and this is how we used to create a background in the previous or earlier versions of Illustrator. Now that has changed. In the beta version, we can just open the properties panel, and here we can see we can give some colors to the artboard. So this will save a lot of our time. Instead of creating rectangle as a background, we can straight away just give some colors to the artboards. So we can see here. So this is a new feature, and it is only available currently in the beta versions of Illustrator. When we apply gradient to the object, and if we zoom into the object, we can see some lines. So if we observe closely, we can see some lines. Let's change the gradient here. So we can see some thin lines on objects. So we can just click on this dether to remove those lines and make the gradient soft. So we can just see the change. It's very subtle. The change is very subtle. And there is also one more option here. Let's first apply some dark gradients. So let's apply a dark blue gradient as well as a dark red gradient. And here inside this method drop down, currently the classic is active. Classic gradient is a gradient that has been in use from the older versions, but below the classic there is perceptual. The perceptual option is there, so it will change the gradients a bit. So we can see the change. Although this option is not so interesting, we can just experiment. We can see the change. So let's go back to the classic. So in classic, we can see how the gradients are blending, and in perceptual there is a different way the gradient gets blended, and if we just turn on this dither, the gradient becomes very smooth. Although the change is mild, we can try to use this option to just make the colors a little bit light. So let's try to change the colors again. This time I have changed to green as well as to, let us say, pink, or let us say magenta. And let's now just come back to the classic, and in classic the gradient appears like this, and in perceptual, so we can see the blending or mixing of the colors. And if we turn on dither, the lines will go away and there will be a proper blending between the colors. So this is one new update in the gradient inside the beta version. Perhaps the only interesting new feature in beta version is the turnable option. This one is a wonderful new feature. It will turn the 2D objects or 2D illustrations into 3D objects. So let's see this option in action. Here if you just select this cartoon, and then if we click on this turnable, so we can see there is a slider here, and if we just move the slider, we can see all the sides of the object. So this is initially created as a two-dimensional object, and now we can rotate this object as though it is a three-dimensional object. So we can see all the sides, and here also we have some sides here. Tilt the artwork down, so we can also see the top side, and we can see the left and right and different sides of the object, right? And let's try to create one more object. This time we will use the prompt. Here in the latest version, in the beta version, we can also create cartoons by giving prompts. We will just open the contextual taskbar again, and here we will generate vectors. We will click on this generate vectors, and here we can give a prompt. Let's type cute cartoon car. So we will give a prompt cute cartoon car, and let's automatically create a vector graphic of a cute cartoon car. So here it is also showing the credits, and here we have 60 credits, and we will just click on generate. So here Illustrator has just created a cartoon car, and we can also select from the variations here. Inside the properties panel, we can change the colors and also the type of cars, and this one looks nice, and we will just scale it down. Right, now we will make it turnable. So what we can do, we need to just select the car, and then here we can see this turnable option. We will just click on it, and again it's giving a message artwork may not rotate accurately. All right, we will just click on this continue. Now it will generate multiple views. So now Illustrator has created the 3 dimensions of this object. So we will just click on this turnable, and here we have the slider, and we can just select the different sides of this object. We can also just check the top side of the object. So this is one of the excellent new features inside the beta version of Illustrator.